One of the things that happened, I thought, when that actually bothered Gene and Paul, as a matter of fact, was a famous interview with the Tom Snyder show. They were excited about doing this network television show with Tom Snyder, and a little concerned about what Ace and Peter would say. And before the show, the associate producers of the show would go and interview the different people that were going to be on the show. And of course, they came and they interviewed Gene and Paul and Peter and Ace. Well, they went back with notes for Tom on all four characters, and they went something like this. Oh, Gene, very, very good talker and very bright and able to answer almost any question. Paul will answer any question, too, very communicative. And Peter's a little quiet, but okay, and Ace won't talk at all. Well, the truth of the matter is the day that they went to interview Ace, Ace was feeling pretty good, had had a few drinks, and was kind of a little out of it, so he really didn't want to do any pre-interview with any associate producer, so he basically didn't say very much, and that's the notes that got back to Tom Snyder. The day of the show, when we arrived at the NBC studios, Ace was feeling great. He had had a great day, and he was in top form. We had bought a bottle of champagne, was back in the dressing room. We had a few sips of the bottle of champagne. Ace was in true form. In any case, by the time we went and did the show that night, Ace was feeling really good, still in great shape, and in a great mood. So we went to sit down, and of course Tom started interviewing Gene and Paul first, going along with the notes from his associate producers that said that Peter and Ace probably wouldn't say very much. Ace definitely wouldn't say anything. So not to talk too much to those two characters. All of a sudden, Ace started coming alive. So Tom started looking at Ace and started asking him a few questions. Well, Ace started to burst out in laughter and started discussing Kiss with Tom Snyder, and at the point where Gene and Paul started to give him dirty looks. Well, how dare he start talking like this and start laughing and carrying on television. Meanwhile, Tom Snyder started to think that maybe this was a joke being played on him by his staff. After all, they told him Ace wasn't going to talk at all, and now Ace was telling jokes, laughing, and discussing everything with Tom. Well, we go to commercial, and Gene comes over and says, Bill, you got to do something about Ace. You know, he's just getting carried away, and you've got to tell him to be quiet. Well, of course, I thought Ace was doing a great job, and it was a lot of fun to see him come to life, and Tom Snyder was enjoying him as well. So it really became the Ace show that night, and turned out to be maybe one of the classic interviews that Kiss ever did.